My whole purpose is bridging the gap between people who don't start because they think that they can't, between that person or that state where you might be at this very moment, to that point where you have enough confidence that you can carry on your learning journey on your own. This is a difficult one for me to answer because I'm quite self-conscious about all sorts of different things. I've got no problem speaking in front of crowds of people. I'm a teacher. I get up every day and I do assemblies and talk to groups of 30 children at a time, and I speak languages all the time. Never had a problem with that. But if I want to record a video like this, I have to be alone in a quiet space with no one else watching. Otherwise, I start to feel really self-conscious. I've filmed videos talking about going to Peru and learning, trying to set up my YouTube channel here and promote my course. And I find it really difficult. I get embarrassed if I'm filming in public and someone else is there. I'm not sure why. I'm working on it, but I get it. If you're the sort of person who feels embarrassed speaking a language in public, whilst it's not the same with me for languages, I understand that feeling of awkwardness. So I can empathize. But in terms of language, it's one of those things that eventually, hopefully, you're going to practically use with someone. Now, you need to find a situation that you're comfortable using it in, and that will differ from person to person. It may be that currently you're worried about it because you obviously don't speak the language yet, and you're thinking, how on earth could I possibly muster the courage to start a broken conversation with someone, and then, it would be so embarrassing, so I'd get things wrong and it might not sound right. I get it. But if we are on a journey to learn languages, and this is your dream and where you want to be, and you want to get to that stage where you can speak with someone, then that end goal, that focus that we have, where we want to be, where we picture ourselves, that's a pretty exciting place to imagine, right? So how do we get over the fear of speaking? It will take time. Now, one of the greatest things that you can do is to build your confidence with the language itself. If you start feeling more capable within yourself of forming phrases and sentences and expressing things that you want to express, saying those things and asking questions and understanding the answers, if you can get to that stage, then some of that fear of making mistakes and being embarrassed to speak with someone, well, they can tend to fade away. And what are you actually going to be embarrassed about? I talk a lot about the importance of making mistakes. You can't learn without making mistakes. There are quotes from all of the famous athletes and prize-winning writers, anyone that's gone through struggle and has made it big. I was a huge fan of Michael Jordan, the basketball player, when I was growing up, and he has a whole book of inspirational quotes. There are some really great ones. You miss 100% of the shots you never take, for example. So you've got to be in it to win it. You've got to try. You've got to push yourself. If you never try, you're in that comfort bubble and nothing ever happens. You're absolutely right. You can't do it because you haven't tried. It's hard to break out of these molds and these walls and these fears and insecurities that we have to do something like speak a language. But the rewards are so great, particularly with language learning. There's so much you can do. There are so many reasons to learn a language. It might be that a family member has married into a Spanish-speaking family. New neighbors on your street speak Spanish and you want to get to know them a bit better. It might just be a curiosity or a desire to travel and see places and really get to know the local people without being forced to go on tours or sterile touristy experiences. So the embarrassment is a product of us worrying about doing things wrong or someone judging us. Now, there are judgy people in every country who speak every language in the world. There are always going to be people who basically we don't need to worry about, because if they're going to be judgy and horrible just because you're trying to do something and you didn't get it quite right, well, quite frankly, we can tell them to go and take a running jump. we don't need those people in our lives, not in our own languages and not in a foreign language. But I think in most cases, if you are trying to speak a language and you're making an effort, people will understand and they'll really appreciate it. And sometimes it's a bit funny, to be fair. You can say things that are hilarious. The word for being embarrassed in Spanish, yeah? Estoy embarazada. If you say that, it sounds a little bit like the English, but it means you're pregnant. And that might get a laugh. There's nothing we can do about that. If that happens, chalk it up to experience. At least you'll never do that again. There will be times when you make mistakes. And we need to learn to laugh a little bit at ourselves and to realize that we cannot be perfect the whole time. If you are a bit of a perfectionist, then you'll want to practice and practice and practice before you even try saying anything. I know that's a difficult mold to break, and it can be a comfort blanket for a lot of people. I can tell you from experience, it's something that will hold you back. If you can make mistakes and learn to accept them as the incredible learning opportunities they are, then you will have a great time learning Spanish. Life's embarrassing. What can we do about it? Our accents might not be perfect. We might use the wrong words. We might trip and fall. We might try and say something and something happens halfway through. We choke on something. There are a whole host of reasons that things can go wrong. But if you're going to learn and build up that confidence before you go and try to speak to someone, that's fine. That can be a really good way to allay some of those fears. Now, my whole purpose is bridging the gap between people who don't start because they think that they can't. A whole host of reasons why you might tell yourself, yeah, I can't start learning Spanish, or I won't do it, or it's scary. I'm here to bridge the gap between that person or that state where you might be at this very moment to that point where you have enough confidence that you can carry on your learning journey on your own. There are plenty of books and self-help things on the internet. You could technically go away and learn the language yourself, but most of us need a little bit of help along the way. I'm here to take you from zero to that hero moment where you think, I can do this. I actually can speak this language. I can say a lot already. I'm going to push further. I'm going to learn more. I want to do this. In fact, I'm going to try and speak to someone. It starts with little baby steps. Try something. Give it a go. Learn with someone. That's a great way to go. Find your comfort zone and lean into it. There's no reason to be embarrassed. It's there. I could be a bit of a hypocrite. Maybe next time I go out to record myself outdoors, I'll try and not flinch and turn the camera off when someone walks past me. It's really uncomfortable. But it is something I need to work on because I can't always have the whole forest to myself or the street to myself. And it's going to be difficult to record videos if I have to keep stopping and starting. So I'm in my little comfort bubble here in my room recording this. Easy for me to say, but I promise you every step we take to move slightly out of our comfort zone is hugely beneficial. So good luck with breaking down these barriers, for crushing those doubt demons. You can do it. You just need a little push, a little leg up, and hopefully I can help you with that. If you haven't already, check out the free hour audio lesson that I include in my Facebook group. It's a really great way to see if this way of learning works for you. My course is audio-based, and it follows two students who are going from zero Spanish all the way through to confidence and speaking some very complex language. They did it with a full knowledge of their own mental blocks. They said that they had bad memories, that they couldn't learn at school, they found it difficult, and they were slightly nervous. These are all the things that I come across on a daily basis and people ask me about. So the course is specifically designed for those people who are worried about all of these things that might go wrong.